AITA for dumping my boyfriend immediately after he said he owns my company? Brian, 40 male, and I, 38 female, initiated a relationship after months of flirting. I was super into him, I liked him a lot, and I felt like I was getting a real partner. Things started to change after we had sex. I felt taken for granted and like he'd moved me down his list of priorities. This took me a hot minute to process because I had feelings for him. He also has a daughter that I care about, 18 female, and I didn't want to lose that relationship. I'm a business owner in the innovation space, and I've been very active with a group in my area. I'm starting to think that Brian got close to me for what he could get out of it, rather than wanting a real connection. He has a very dark relationship with his ex-wife. He claims that she has made his life miserable because she still wants him. However, the news that she has a steady relationship hit him hard last week, and he went crazy. He said insulting things about her new guy. They've been divorced for at least 5 years. I asked if he knew him and he didn't even know his name. I've been telling him that I don't enjoy his jokes. He's gone from nice and loving to saying degrading things, and honestly I've asked him if he's listening to Red Pill podcasts or what. I'm confused about these new trends, incel, red pill, alphas, etc., and I don't know how to assimilate. All I know is that we have an income gap and that he doesn't have the tools to improve things for himself. I used to be very open to dating men who aren't necessarily successful, but now I'm getting really nervous since I suspect many men are trying to use women. My company just signed an agreement with a very high-profile corporation, and it was announced. Ever since that happened, he's been calling it our company. I've told him he can't say that as it's very misleading, and he laughs and says he's only kidding. 2 weeks ago we had a very long conversation about changes in personality, the way he treats the relationship and how I feel about it. He begged for a second chance and seemed to be really trying. Fast forward to last night, we were out with his friends when he drove us around the industrial complex where I'm establishing my new office, still painting and getting it ready. I thought he just wanted to see the aircraft as there's a small local airport close by, but he pointed at the side of the complex where my space is located. His friends enthusiastically asked questions. I tried to hold back, but it made me very angry. I don't need to have my career showcased for anyone's benefit. We stopped for ribs and drinks and he referred to the company as ours. I immediately asked, what company? And this time he was hesitant but still answered. I lost my temper and told him off, immediately setting the record straight. His friends looked embarrassed and confused while he tried to calm me down. I dumped him right there and rejected their offer to take me home. This morning I woke up feeling embarrassed. I feel like I made a scene. I have no intention of going back to him or making up, but I don't know if I overdid it by chastising him about something I built. I built this company from scratch with lots of trial and errors because I needed more formal education in my field, which I did get with lots of sacrifice. As for him, he has a regular job but is very unhappy. He has tried to create companies, but all of them have been a string of failures. I really hate him and I'm fed up. But his friend's girlfriend reached out to apologize if she and her boyfriend did something wrong and said Brian was humiliated and took it really hard. AITA? Now story 2. Am I the a-hole for dumping my girlfriend after she ignored my calls and messages and went clubbing while I was undergoing emergency surgery? I, 22 male, and my girlfriend, 22 female, have been together for 5 years. We've been together since high school, and until recently, I've always considered her to be my future wife. I've even bought a ring and was planning on proposing over the coming months. Well, last weekend it was my girlfriend's best friend's birthday. She and her friends booked a private lounge at a club. Obviously, I didn't go since 1. I wasn't invited and 2. I hate clubbing or anything associated with that. I was actually looking forward to spending an evening alone, just binging Netflix or something while my girlfriend left around 9 p.m. and I just crashed on the couch and watched some YouTube. Well, around 11 p.m. I started to feel this distinct stomach pain, the same pain you experience when someone hits you in the nuts. It wasn't bad at first and I just thought my body was playing some tricks on me. But in the span of about 5 minutes, the pain just kept getting worse until I was basically stuck in the fetal position on the couch. Again, initially I just thought the pain would go, but then I pulled down my pants and it felt like my right ball was starting to swell. The moment I tried to get up and grab my phone to inspect whatever was happening to me, I just collapsed to the floor. That was probably the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Imagine being pelted in the nuts over and over again. I did manage to crawl to the table next to the couch to get my phone. I immediately tried calling my girlfriend, but she declined my call. I then texted her that something was wrong and that she could come home immediately. The club she went to is like a 5-minute walk from our apartment. I just put the phone down and started throwing up because of the pain. After throwing up for like a minute, it felt like the pain started to cool down a bit and I grabbed my phone again. That's when I saw her response. She just replied with *, "What is it?" I tried calling her again, but as expected, she just declined again. I then texted her that I needed to go to the hospital now. She then asked * for what? And I just replied with * "My balls hurt." I then just dialed for emergency services. I explained my situation to the emergency responder, and she asked if there was somebody that could drive me to the hospital. I stupidly said yes. I thought my girlfriend would be home soon and she would drive me to the hospital. I felt embarrassed to call an ambulance because my balls hurt. After I told the emergency responder this, she then told me that she would call me again in 10 minutes to make sure I was being driven to the hospital. I then put down the phone and went back to vomiting on our carpet. Again, after the pain went away for a bit, I checked my phone and saw that my girlfriend had just responded with laughing emojis. I again tried to call her, but as expected, she just declined again. She texted me that this wasn't the time to play games and that if I texted or called her again, she would block my number. I again tried calling her, but she declined again, and when I tried calling her a second time, I realized she actually blocked me. I went back to curling up on the floor and now I started shivering. At this point, I didn't care about being embarrassed and just called emergency services again and asked for an ambulance. It felt like an eternity, but the ambulance eventually came and rushed me to the hospital. I don't remember much of the surgery since I was sedated, but I remember waking up eventually, and my right ball was being stitched together. The doctor informed me that I had testicular torsion, and I was extremely lucky to reach the hospital in time. I could have easily been forced to surgically remove my balls. I checked my phone and saw the missed calls and messages my girlfriend left me. In summary, she came home from clubbing and smelled the vomit in our apartment. When she saw the vomit on our carpet, she got mad and tried searching the apartment to find me. When she realized I wasn't there, only then did it hit her that I was actually being serious. I just texted her which hospital I was staying in and my room number, then went to sleep. I woke up the next morning and saw my girlfriend sleeping on a couch next to my bed. After she woke up, she started bombarding me with apologies. She thought I was joking, that I was trying to ruin their night, etc. I didn't have the energy to argue, so I just kept quiet. I was beyond hurt by what she did and I wanted to break up with her then and there. Why would somebody ignore messages where their partner is begging them to come home? Not only that, she stayed in the club until 3 a.m. and didn't even consider going home to check on me. She did stay with me in the hospital for the remaining 2 days I was admitted there and did take good care of me, but I was still beyond mad at her. Ever since coming home yesterday, I've been wanting to dump her, but at the same time, I feel like she genuinely thought I was joking and made a mistake. I feel conflicted and don't know how to proceed in this situation. Would I be the a-hole if I dumped her? Or am I overreacting? How would you guys navigate this mess? Edit. Just to clarify, no, I never had an issue with her going out in the first place or have ever pulled pranks for her to come home from a night out.